Hey everybody, welcome to SJGames Live. Thank you for hanging out through our little bit of technical difficulties there. We finally figured out what was going on, resolved the issues between the camera software and the camera hardware, so you can save me again, hooray! Today it's just Brandon and I in the studio because it's summertime and a lot of folks are on vacation or out at conventions and things like that. So today you just get me. And today we're going to be continuing that theme with the games we're talking about today. The first up stuff we're going to talk about is these ocean dice that we have. We put these out, I believe it was about last year, where we have a whole bunch of different sets of ocean-themed D-sticks in these really cool colors, like nice ocean-themed colors here, with featuring different ocean animals. We've got the killer whales, the sharks, the octopus, the seahorse, the starfish, and the sea turtles. So these are all really cool, nice dice sets with this nice blue, green, aqua kind of color scheme to them that can fit a whole lot of your games. And we do have a pair of nano games that actually goes with them. I'm going to pop this over here. It's a little tiny nano game, dual-sided nano game that we made that basically folds out, and this is available in a PDF and print versions. But folds out to one game called Eat Thy Neighbor. And both of them are light, simple games. You play with a couple of sets of these dice, or you can play it with some normal d6s. You can make a couple adjustments. But both of those things, I believe, are part of a sale we're going to have going on next week. So it's not on just yet, but it's going to start next week and run the 5th through the 11th, where there's going to be a Ocean Dice bookmark pack. The individual dice are going to be like 10% off, and a bundle for all of them, and the nano game for 15% off. So if you just go to Warehouse 23 and search Ocean Dice, or I'm sure we'll have some banners up there next week once the sale starts in the sale section. If you want to pick these up, have some nice little games with some cool themes to take to the beach or wherever you're going. And again, these aren't really complicated ones. This is some simple little games that you can play. So pretty much anybody can play them. So you can take them to family gatherings or whatever. These are nice. They're really nice. Guys, these these are, the blue ones are opaque, but the other two are nice and translucent on that set. Is it the same for all the sets? Yes, same for all the sets there. Let's see who we've got with us here. P. Ripley, thank you for checking in on the audio. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. But yeah, so this is one of the things. We're going to have these on sale next week. The promo is a Munchkin promo that has to deal with these dice. But all this we're going to be talking about today is lighter games that you can basically take along and play at family gatherings and stuff when you need that. When you run out of stuff to talk about and you need to kill a little bit more time. Or play while you're waiting for dinner or lunch to happen or something else going on. So all of them packed down real small. All of them are quick toss them in your bag sort of things. And some of them like these are really cool. I really need a set of the turtle dice for my sister who really likes turtles. I need to get her a set of those. Yeah, so those are one of the things that we're going to be that we're talking about today. Some of the other staff have weighed in with some of their favorite staff picks. One of those is Texas Roll'em, which is a set of red, white, and blue D6s, nice big chunky casino-style dice. And the rules are pretty simple. It is just like a poker-style game, so you make the best hand you can to win points, and first win 5 points wins the game. So real simple set of rules in there. Nice, quick. You play with any D6s. These are just nice, chunky, red, white, and blue. Play them on 4th of July D6s. A little bit of poker-themed thing. Not to be off topic, but you look like a famous magician. So I originally did this for a play I was in. I do like Shakespeare and that sort of stuff. So I was trying to look like a painting of a 15th century Portuguese nobleman, which is where I got the original idea for. And then people told me I needed to keep it, so I did. But nothing on my sleeves because I don't have any sleeves. So we're just doing dice today, no tricks. But thanks for that comment, Jerry. General Disorder. Nice. Speaking of keeping in the theme of poker-themed games, these I really like. So this is our pick a card dice, and these are a D4 to match the suit, and a D to play your. There's 10. No, it's a D14, I think. No, it's duplicated. What are these? It is a D26. It's two 13s. Okay. So it's got all your numericals, one ace through 10, and then Jack, Queen, King on here. So you can roll these and roll any card you need out of the dice, which cool for a lot of applications on its own. But what it really goes well with is a booklet we have called Roll the Deck, which uses these dice to play a lot of different style of games. Sam and Randy and Will put together it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like a good dozen games in here, and then some comments on just doing poker stuff with them. So a lot of little games. So this booklet, couple of dice, throw them in your backpack. You've got a lot of little games you can play with folks. 3 to 6 players, 2 to 4 players, 3 to 4 players, 2 to 4 players, Texas Draft 'em, Purge, Splat, Diamond Mine, Hot and Cold. A lot of little good games. And then some notes at the back. I'm like, oh, you want to just play War with this? Like the old card game? You can do that just fine. You want to play 21? You can play 21 with them. And then a quick little note of like, if you're rusty on poker hands, what the actual winning hands are in pokers. Toss it at the back there just as a reference for you. So if you're not overly familiar, we got you covered for it. But this is a good little set. I like to have this one around. This and another one we're going to talk about, Random Fun Generator, are some of my favorite little things to just have in my gaming bag, because it's a whole lot of little games that don't take up a lot of space, that are relatively easy to teach to people because they're just quick little games and people understand cards or a couple of numbers on a dice. Check, check. Check. Oh, hey, look, I see sound meters moving. I see sound meters moving again. There we go. All right. So yeah, sorry for all the technical difficulties. I think some software updated on us over the week, auto updated on us, and
storms probably.
And the storms maybe caused things to reboot, and we're finding new features that weren't there before and are causing problems. So sorry about that, folks. It's been a day. But like I was saying, these This little set right here is one of the sets I really like to have just in my bag because it's my gaming bag. It's a small little booklet and a couple of dice. It's got, I think I counted about a dozen games in here plus normal stuff. And this one combined with another one I'm going to show you in a bit, just has a lot of nice light little games that you can teach to pretty much anybody, and just have them on hand. So I take them pretty much like anytime I go anywhere. I usually take some games because I'm that sort of gamer. Anytime, any sort of event or whatever, I've got some games with me in a backpack or something. But these are a whole lot in a small space that you can just always have on hand with you if you ever need to break it out. If you have, even fits in just your purse or messenger bag or whatever, your laptop bag, just have a couple of things with you in case you need to break out a game at last minute notice. Like say, all your software goes down, you just need to play something instead. But yeah, so that's the roll the deck and pick a card dice, which was another staff pick of things that we'd like to have for just in our bags for summer, for travel, vacations, gatherings, that sort of thing. What is next? Feel free to ask questions about these folks. If for those of you that are still hanging with us, which I appreciate, be glad to answer anything and hop off and follow up on things. What else do we have here?
Z-Shot?
Z-Shot. We got Amy's staff pick of Z-Shot. So this one is a zombie themed game. You are, unlike Zombie Dice or our other zombie themed game where you are the zombies, this one you're trying to shoot zombies. And so packaging looks like that. Cool thing about this one is the dice. It uses our bullet dice, which are these high caliber dice that you just roll. And they have pretty good stopping power because of these nice hard edges on them. Roll dice, and these are D6s, so we've got 1 through 6 on the pips. And the gameplay in this one, again, is not overly complicated. You can teach this one to just about anybody. Jedi Kyle, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're having a less technically fraught day than we are today. But this game comes with the dice, the cup, the score sheet, and the rule sheet. And everyone gets a score sheet. And on this one, what you do is the person who most recently saw a zombie movie starts, they roll all the dice, and you pick one. And you put it in front of you. You can either keep it or score it. If you keep it, it just stays in front of you. If you score it, you mark off its number on your score sheet. So if I decide to take this 3, I will mark off the number 3 on my score sheet. These are all the zombies you got to hit. If I keep it, I save it till later. Every person who's playing takes another one. When it gets around to you, you can take another one, and you can keep those, or you can score them. And so to get the higher numbers, say I kept the 3 before, I can now get a 9 by adding this 6 and 3 together, or nope, I could get an 8 because that's a 5, not a 6. I could get an 8 and mark off the 8 on my score sheet, and then put those off to the side. Anytime you score them, they go way off to the side. Once all of these are drafted out, that's the end of the round. If nobody's won, you put them back in the middle, roll them all again, and draft again. So it's just a quick little dice drafting game with these cool bullet dice. And whoever finishes their score sheet first, as soon as someone finishes marks off all of them, then that is the end of the game, and you can play again. So it comes with, check the back, 12 dice. 12 of these bullet dice. Yeah, it's a cool little game, a really cool dice. We made these as just a standalone product for a while, just some cool dice, and we said maybe we could probably do something with those as well. And so we also made a little game for them. But this is a cool one. This was Amy's pick of just a nice little store it all in a cup game. Good nice shot of those bullet dice, yeah. Just store it all in a cup, and nice pearlescent metallics on these two. So all you need is that. Throw a small pen or pencil in there, and you've got that to go ready in your bag. Do some zombie shooting fun. So that was Amy's. We've picked for today, like summer vacation little pocket games to drag around with you. And they're not super heavy. I like them because they're pretty light, but they're just fun to play with and roll. Very good tactile dice. And it comes with that score sheet as well. Yes, that is Z-Shot. You could use the cup to roll them if you wanted to. Get your nice little shaky noises. All right, so let's see. We got Amy's pick. We got Susan's pick. We got the roll the deck pick. What else do we have for today? One roll quest and Dragon and Skull dice game. Okay, so those two are one roll quest. Originally came out like this, and it is just this one open. Oh, this one's still sealed. It is a D6, a little tiny set of little tiny D6s inside of a larger D6. So this is basically a quick little thing. You roll this die. There's a rule sheet that says, "Hey, what did your adventure? What happened to your quick adventures?" You get little character cards. You roll. You say, "Okay, here is a thing," and the dice will tell you something about your character or an adventure that you went on. So that's why it's one roll quest. It says, "Oh, here's a little, just trying to generate a little background or something for a character." That was the initial thing. Now we expanded it with a few different things and made it a larger version. This one roll quest, I believe this is the deluxe version, includes One Roll Chronicles, which is an adventure to use for 5 different players. It also has One Roll Dragon and One Roll Pizza, which are little micro games to play with the One Roll Quest die, and a Slumbering Dragon, which is a dice game played with standard 6-sided dice. So there's basically 4 little micro games in here, along with the One Roll Quest die, to have like a whole little fantasy theme selection of games, and one is pizza toppings basically. So one pizza quest and then other fantasy quests, because pizza and fantasy games, they really go together. Anyone who's played a tabletop RPG can tell you they go together. So that one is a nice little package, a bunch of fantasy micro games fit together, bunch of little micro fantasy games all put together into one box. Flip this over so you can see the die and set cards on the back. I can zoom in on that a little bit. It's a fun little thematic thing. And a lot of these are a lot of these things that we did when we were making these cool dice. So we made these micro games to go with them. So because everyone's a dice goblin, or most people are dice goblins. In my experience, they like cool dice and like to have them. But we wanted you to have something to go with a lot of those cool dice. So we came up with a lot of these thematic micro games that go with them. So you have cool dice and something to do with those. In keeping with the fantasy theme of the games, we've got another one that's a quick little push your luck dice game that we did with the Dragon and Skull dice, which I'm going to swap out of here. So this is Skull and Dragon dice. It's one Dragon die, it's one Skull die. We've got larger packs of D6s of both of these. If you really like the dice style, you can find those on the store. But this one is a micro game with 2 dice and the micro game. It's a press your luck little game where each roll gets harder and harder, but good choices you can limit your risk with. So this one is another quick little keep in your pocket. This one you can just keep in your dice bag because you just need a little fold up rule sheet to have another little quick micro game to play for 2 or more players. A little 5-10 minute micro game to go with that. Whereas a fan favorite is always Chupacabra Survive the Night. So this one is a game about Chupacabra hunting your herds of creatures in the night. So the game comes with your rule sheet, all these dice. This is a very old demo set, so you have to ignore the condition of some of these dice because they've been played many, many, many times at conventions. But this one, you get a whole bunch of dice, and you've got 3 different types of herds you can have. You can have chickens, you can have goats, and you can have cows. And then you also have the Chupacabra. Eyes in the darkness there. And these dice actually do glow in the dark. so you can have a little extra feature there. But basically, everyone's going to start off with an even number of dice. It's a 2 to 4 player game. Everybody's going to roll all the dice, and then they're going to sort their herds together by what they roll. So say if I've got 6 dice here. If I roll them, I'm going to match up there's my 2 cows, 2 goats, 2 chickens, and chupacabra. So once everybody rolls, then you'll have a first player turn, and your chupacabra can eat another player's herds. So you can attack with your chupacabras. But the chupacabra can only take on so many critters at a time. So one chupacabra can take out up to 2 chickens, 1 goat, or 2 of them can take down a cow. So if you're looking at an opponent's herd to take out, your chupacabras have to take out an entire herd. So if this guy has 2 goats here, my 1 chupacabra cannot eat that herd. There's safety in numbers, so they are safe. I would need 4 to take out these 2 cows. But 2 chickens, 1 chupacabra can take those. I would attack, I would eat those chickens, and they would go back to my pool. Not my herds that are out here, but to my dice pool to roll next round. And so every person gets a chance to attack with their chupacabras, steal and eat whatever they can. And then anything that's left in your herds plus the dice you stole are your pool to roll next round. And you keep going like that until one person has all the dice. Until all the other herds are eaten and one person has all the animals. There's a couple special rules if you roll all chupacabras and a couple other things to make a couple of wrinkles in the gameplay like that. But that is at basics, it's the core of the game. So you are trying to roll enough chupacabras to attack and eat other people's herds. This is a fun one. Takes 2 to 4 players, plays pretty quickly, and has a cool glow-in-the-dark dice. And everyone likes to make all the little chupacabra creepy sounds and everything when they play it too. It's got some really cool spooky art from Alex on the front as well. I think that's Alex. I'm pretty sure that looks like Alex art. I'm pretty sure it is. Creepy chupacabra. And let's see, that brings us down to one of my favorites, the random fun generator. It comes in a box now because it has the book and comes with a whole bunch of dice. 20 dice, 64-page book, 21 dice games. So this one is one of the ones, again, I really like to have in my gaming bag. The book is a little larger than, say, the Roll the Deck book, but it's got a lot more games, and these are all games that you play with D6s. So we give you some, but you don't have to have ours. If you've got enough D6s, and come on, you're gamers, you've got D6s somewhere. You can play all sorts of games. These go from 2-player to 6-player games. There's definitely something in here for you. One of my favorite ones is the what's it called? It's the one with the 2. You're basically playing ships firing broadsides at each other. I forget the name of that one, but that's one of my favorite ones in there. And the tennis one is kind of fun. It gets very back and forth.
That's the first book. Is that in the?
This is the first book. Yeah, this is let's see, Synchro Sim. No Quarter, I believe, is the ship one. Yeah, 20 is that 26? Yep. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite ones here, No Quarter, where you each set up your ship of 3 dice, and you take shots at the other players. You can choose to re-roll some dice each turn and give orders to fire. And as you get hit, your dice start to spin down and stuff. So I really like this one. It's a good 2-player game that takes just a few minutes to play. There's the...
I like that art. Who did the art?
Who did the art? I think these are all... Do we have it in here? Gotta find our credits here. Yeah, looks like Gabby did the art for these. Oh no, Gabby did the layout. Len Peralta did the art for these. So Len did a lot of the little dice character. I love the art for the great rolled ones. Very almost finger-like tentacles there going on. But yeah, there's a lot of good little games in here that involve trading, press your luck stuff, little strategy games. Some are little bluffing games. Some are a little complicated, more complicated than others, but all of them are pretty quick. I think Dragon Bragging is a pretty good bluffing one. No Quarter is one of my favorites. Deadly Dig, Hexagon Train. It's the tennis backhand. That's the tennis one I liked. And it does have a feel of like bouncing back and forth a lot when you're playing this one. And this is the first book. We did a second set of these later, which I think is another 20 or 30 more dice games in Random Fun Generator 2, which again, another book like this, throw them right into your bag and have a whole lot of stuff that you can pull out at a moment's notice. And these will travel, like these and some dice, and travel anything. Throw that in your carry-on bag even. And if you get stuck at the airport, you got something to do. A lot of some things to do. But those are, we're not going to play any because it's just me and there's no single player games in here that I'm aware of. All these are at least 2 players. Check. I think they're all 2 players or more in this set. 2, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus. Yeah, I think all of these are 2 plus or more. There might be some 1 players in the second set. I don't have that book. I don't think I have that book in here. Do you have that book in here? We actually cleaned up the studio some, so it's not there. All right, but yeah, that is another one that I really like having, to have just tons of different short games on hand. So you can definitely find some in there that you like, and pull those out whenever you need to occupy yourselves. What are some of your guys' favorite travel games if you're hanging around? Stuff you like to have on hand or for family gatherings, that sort of thing. Because that's kind of what we're looking at here. Is these are all easy to travel with, easy to break out for family gathering. Most of them are pretty easy to teach lay people, people who maybe not be your hardcore gamers in your life, but everybody likes a card game or a dice game. So what are some of your favorites to have like on hand when someone says, "Oh, let's play Monopoly"? Like, let's do something else, not Monopoly. Because I found that everybody has their own house rules for Monopoly. You never know what you're going to get into unless you've played Monopoly with those people before. So personally, I generally avoid Monopoly just because I never know what the house rules are going to be, and I don't want to try to figure those out every single time. Plus, there's so many more games out there. Let's see. While you guys are coming up with anything you've got, did they have anything else for me to tell you about today? Oh, the dice bags and trays. Yeah, we do have a lot of dice bags and dice trays. So if you want to have something to roll these in, we've got several of those, or carry these in. We've got several of those on the warehouse. What do we have in stock? 'Cause I haven't looked in a while.
It says Love Letters and Munchkin.
Love Letter is a great one. Again, it fits in that nice small bag. It's pretty easy to teach people. It's just a little bit of a gamery game, but not very much. I really like to have that one or Loot Letter, which is the Munchkin version we did on hand. And I think there's so many versions of Love Letter that there's like a Cthulhu and several others, but that's a great one to have on hand as well. Yeah. Munchkin's good, and not everyone's up for Munchkin. It's a little more rules heavy than some people want to just break out. Again, all for breaking out Munchkin, but some people, like Uncle Joe, isn't necessarily going to play Munchkin. But if you tell him, "Hey, I got a card game, I got a dice game based on poker," sit down and play that one with you. But Love Letter is a great one. It's a great just barely intro game to like deeper gamer style games. And small, which fits a lot of these criteria of just being able to have it in the car with you, something like that. Fantastical design. Let's see, you've got a lot of the cool dice bags. I like the especially for this sort of stuff. There's a couple of the little neoprene dice trays that snap up on the corners, so they pack flat into like your bag or backpack or whatever, but they snap up into a nice little soft neoprene surface like this, the dice, roll and bounce a little bit, but you don't have big clattery sounds all the time. I really like to have one of those with me as well, yeah. And it looks like we've got at least one of those. We've got the Illuminati one. Do we still have the Munchkin one in stock? Have to search for it. I think we might be out of the Munchkin. Oh, I bet we sold all the Munchkin ones in the big box set. That's why it's, or they're trying to make sure they have enough to fill all those. Hack and Slash, Deadly Doodles, and at least the non-expansion game. Yeah, Deadly Doodles is a great one. Yeah, I think we cleaned that one up from in here. But that's a great one. It's a box that's about this size box here. But it's a good intro to like the roll and write genre, except there's not dice. It's little cards. Easy to teach. Excuse me. Easy to teach, especially to kids. They love drawing little dry erase dungeon boards. But yeah, it's our foray into the roll and write genre. The second one adds more. You're right. The expansion adds a lot of more complicated mechanics in there to make it a little more interesting to people who want to get really deep into strategy. But it's when the year that one came out, we ran so many demos of it at Gen Con and Origins, and it was a great. Like we had families coming back over and over and over again to play it at Origins in that little area we had, alcove area we had set up. So yeah, kids really love that one, and it's a great intro to kind of like the roll and write genre if you've not played any of those before. And it's got cute dragon art by Katie Cook on it, which you can't go wrong with. And Hack and Slash, that one is also a good light fantasy game. Kind of goes in the vein of like One Roll Quest. Not a micro game. That one's a full game, but it's more like you're drafting units and rolling dice. So it's a little bit press your luck, and you've got a little bit of resource management, and that you've got to manage your meeples of adventurers and not run out of them while you're doing stuff. Pass the Pigs is fun too. We'll be at Origins this year. We're not going as a company to Origins this year. We might have individuals there for meetings and such, but we're not going to have a booth or a presence at Origins. We had too many people being out and around, especially right now overseas at the UK Games Expo and things like that, to be able to work Origins out this year. But we will be at Gen Con. We just walked by our booth set up in here, so we're already prepping for that. And we'll see you guys there if you're at Gen Con. We're going to have a lot of Car Wars going on there. I know we're going to have a bunch of sets of the 2-player purple-orange set out for running demos and such. Another small game I like, I don't have it in here, but is Cthulhu Dice. It's another one that is, it's one die and a bunch of little beads, tokens, or, if you don't have those, M&Ms or gummy bears or whatever, that represents your sanity, and you are cultists trying to take over the cult and be the last person standing with any sanity left, because then you get to run the cult. Quick kind of little take that die roll game. A little bit of not quite LCR, but you are passing things around a little bit. Sign up for Munchkin Deluxe Gen Con. Great. We will see you guys. We'll see you there then. I know our booth is going to be pretty much where it usually is, right around the 1400 block. So right over on the side of that hall along the edge. So if you know where to find us normally, come by and say hi. We'd love to see you over there. Obviously, we'll be doing a stream that week because we'll be there. And yeah, we are about 3 o'clock. There's a little short stream today because of the technical issues, and we just had a bunch of light content to go over. So we will go ahead. Definitely join us on our Discord. We hang out there. We talk about and you talk about with other fans about our stuff as well. Munchkin, GURPS, the GURPS and Ogre sections are pretty heavily trafficked over there. Car Wars, Munchkin, some of our smaller games, all sorts of it. We're there. We pop in and out to answer questions when we can. Let me check the accounts, because right now I know the campaigns for the Carnage 2 3D printing Car Wars stuff are completed, but I believe they're still open for late pledges. Let me double check to see if that's still the case. Yep, the Carnage 2 Car Wars STL 3D printing Car Wars STL project is still open for late backers. So if you didn't get in on that and you have a 3D printer, and you like the idea of making car diecast sized cars or terrain for those or weapons to stick on them, you can hop in there, be part of that project, grab those or the files from the first one and print your own. And I believe that I think the Munchkin Big Box is all closed right now until we open up the backer kit pledging, not the late pledging, but the add-on store, which should be coming in a couple of weeks still. They're still resolving all the stuff with the actual project, but they are going to go ahead and we'll make an announcement when we open up that store, because that's when you can go in and add additional add-ons. And we're going to have Daryl's got to build the whole store of extra add-ons, because when we did the campaign, we only put stuff in there that was in the core sets or sets that were designed are illustrated by John. And so a lot of the other things we have in the store will be available in the add-on store afterwards. You want to add anything to your pledges when you resolve all the shipping and everything else. That is it for today. Again, because like I said, everybody else is still out of town or vacationing, doing stuff at other shows and that sort of thing. So we will go ahead and wrap it up here for today. I'll catch you guys in the Discord, and we'll be back here next week, 2 p.m. Central. We're going to give a purge through all of this stuff to find out all the other things that updated and make sure that they don't trip us up next week, so that we start on time. But we appreciate you guys hanging in there for us. Let's see if there's anybody else that you can hang out to. You know what? Looks like our buddies over at SJGames Edition are streaming right now. So we're going to go ahead and send you guys over to them. And it looks like they're playing, what are they playing? Mystic Veil. So we're going to go ahead and send you guys over there. Thank you for hanging out with us at SJGames Live today, and we will see you guys again next week.